base
fencing,
line,
backstops,
backstop.
and no dugouts, no water,
nothing fancy.
no irrigation. Just,
No fence line, foul poles, backstop, infield.
okay.
Benches.
We could do benches. I mean, we could probably do benches.
You know what I mean? Like
I told you the kind of like a bleacher kind of is roughly what we would do. You know, they do premium, like they do a lot of the bigger city stuff. So it's not, we're a small town.
right.
I don't think we're gonna have
The dugout with concrete.
Yeah, I was thinking like a few bleachers.
I think for now, you put it on lawn chair, but it's not
Yeah,
over.
it's not, we don't have to, I think we just get the baseline feel of it, right? And we can kind of add to it as we go along. Yeah, nothing fancy. We just need to get the infield is the most important piece right now. Right? I think that's hard for somebody to do.
So basically, that's, as you look through this, that's kind of what's going on there. The utility fund, everything, I've just got 4 taps in there. Again, if we get up with, 20 houses, then obviously the tap fees are going to explode. And this budget is going to, go big, which is fine. We just, that's where we're at now. We have the potential. Everything is going to skyrocket. If you look at the utility fund, we had some problems this year dealing with our operator, and that's why we have, if you look at the numbers, you say, oh my God, sludge removal is $24,000. What the heck? We had to do wet hauls. We basically had to empty the plant twice and just haul it off because the bugs were dead. Because there was 8 feet of sludge at the bottom of the tank. Because we didn't do any wet hauls for 2 years. Instead of hauling the sludge out, the operator didn't do anything. He just let it build up. And, it's like, so basically, instead of doing $3,000, $4,000 in sludge hauls each year, the last couple of years we didn't do that. And that's why we started failing. We failed, a dozen tests, and we had to pay fines, but we got stuck with resetting the plant. The plant is now operating perfectly. Everything is in balance. I need an EPA report. Every month I report to EPA. I get the test results because of my inbox from the lab. From lab to me. So there's no middleman. I get every lab report. And I'm doing all the labs for EPA. And we're doing just fine. So everything looks good again. And that was just, things happen. And you can't worry about it. It's got to move on. So, but other than that, it's running really well. Leaks are way down. We're doing well on, we're just plugging along. The system is doing extremely well. We had some equipment failures. That's usual stuff. We got those squared away. We've got everything sleeved under the roads. All those sleeves are done. The item I'm going to bring to you potentially is, do we put in another ground storage tank? We put in one of those, the next tank we build is squat. It's a round guy. They're big and round. You see them all over, you see them in North Texas. They're not going to be that tall. Ours are some height. I don't know, it's 12 feet or 10 feet. The gate 8 feet. So we don't want to make them, it's not going to be 35 feet like the fiberglass tanks. I think we should get rid of the fiberglass tanks, get them out. Just put in one 150,000 gallon ground storage tank. Just around. So those 2 fiberglass tanks hold 80. And we'll move them over to Rocky Point. So one of them will go to our recycled water down at the wastewater plant. The other one goes to Rocky Point because now they have 2 water systems that they're running over there. And I think, and we just go then drop it down to a low profile. And that 150,000 gallon tank is, that's enough. With the other tank, that'll get us to build out. We have room for 2. So, I'm going to come to you with the idea of potentially, once I get cost estimates for big, if we're going to borrow money, let's just go to the end game. Let's just put in the well, put in the ground storage tank, fit the system up, the way we want it, right? And then we'll get the tap fees to pay it off. And same situation, right? Every new house that comes online is about $2,000 in water and sewer around this house. And we're already built to capacity. we don't have to do any more wells, we're good, so. I think it looks good. So, that's your stab at the budget. The way this works is, this is just the first meat going at you. We'll talk about it in detail in a couple of weeks when we meet again. We'll have another public hearing, we have a couple. And then, Linda, we do what? So August meeting,
The budget will be adopted.
we adopt the budget, and we start calling the, public hearing on the tax rate.
And then the tax rate will be adopted in September.
September. So September is the big meeting, I need a super majority. For that September meeting, it's gotta be, I think, a regular meeting. When you adopt the tax rate, you can't play games, you gotta do it as according to plan. But I plugged into this, then it's plugged in here, it's the same tax rate as we had last year. Just keeping it the same. Okay. That's how that works. Okay? Let me know, we'll talk about it again next meeting, and then we'll have another final change about this. I'm not read up any line. If you wanted a spreadsheet, I'll email you the spreadsheet if you want, like Eric, sometimes. I'll send you the spreadsheet that's underlying this, right? So you can actually dynamically change stuff. Okay. So if anybody wants, just let me know, and I'll send that to you. Okay, so, anybody have anything else? Okay, all right, Eric, you have some comments about the budget?
Yeah, if you can hear me, just for the, I want to say that the Zoom call was off by a digit. That's why I was late. Linda had to tell me that what was posted, you know that it was wrong?
Yeah, well, that's
Right,
why
you got me?
the text. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, on the budget. So the agenda item was discussion of 2021-22 budget. So I want to focus in. I have two questions and then one statement. Shouldn't take long, but I want to focus in on the general fund expenditures on page 12 of the agenda packet, lines 16, 17, 18, and 19, which encapsulates, I think, all of Linda's total compensation, which all these years has been murky, and I think a lot of people would like to know what it is and have a statement about it. Therefore, yeah.
We don't have numbers. What's the name of the line items you're looking at? We don't have numbers.
Okay, payroll 2021-2022 budget is $80,000.
Okay.
Insurance benefit $11,000.
Yep.
Retirement benefit $7,200.
Yep.
Okay, so I spoke to you 3 months ago, Mark, and you said Linda's total compensation was benefit, retirement, and salary. So you said that the insurance was about $1,000 a month. So I think that insurance benefit is, it would be $12,000 at $1,000 a month. So I think that insurance benefit is all $11,000 is for Linda. You said the retirement is 10% of the salary. So I'm thinking.
Yeah. Are you there? Eric, I'm losing you again. Sorry, we lost you there. Come on. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Retirement benefits $7,200, which means her payroll is 72, or salary is 72,000. That's over 90 total compensation. My question is payroll tax expense, line 18, 8,500. Are we paying her taxes? That's one question. You don't have to answer that right now. I'm going to make a statement and then you can answer it. Okay?
Well, no, I'll answer it. Let me answer it now. So first off,
just let me
the
talk.
line that you're looking at, payroll, is more than Linda. We have Linda and we have clerks. We have a utilities clerk that works here as well. It's and the building inspector is set in a different line. Okay, so under payroll, that's Linda plus our clerks. That's
Okay.
one.
Okay.
So that's why if you look at her retirement, it's not, she does get 10% is our matching. So that's why it doesn't say 8,000 there. So it's a budget, so I'm ballparking that her salary, for budget purposes, I'm ballparking around 72 will be her salary.
Exactly.
That's how I got. Now, on the payroll tax expense, that 8,500,
Yes.
what that is that employees, and that's Linda, that's our clerks, and that's all the building inspectors, when they get paid, they pay their Social Security out of their paycheck, the Social Security and Medicare. That comes out of their paychecks.
Yeah.
Then as the employer, we're required to pay we have to match it. So we have to pay the 6.2% and the 1.45 Medicare. We're required to pay that for all of our employees, including the building inspectors.
Okay.
So that's why that line is bigger than just Linda. Because
Yes.
Linda's, okay, so that's why you're using the word Linda on lines that are people more than Linda. We have more than one employee. So that's why I think you're a little confused on the relationships of some of the numbers.
No, because the insurance benefit you said was Linda was $1,000 a month, and
Oh, yeah.
that's 11. And who else is on the retirement plan benefit besides
What are
Linda?
you harping on? Are you suggesting then that we change it to 12?
No, Mark.
That's fine.
Mark.
What?
I got what it is. Her salary is about 72. We know I know the payroll tax expense is not hers now. When you say we have all these clerks, that's only $8,000 for whatever all these clerks means. That's fine. So don't act like there's a whole lot of other people. Linda makes a little over $90K. Now I want to make my statement. If I can. Can I make my statement?
As long as it relates to the budget, go ahead.
It relates to what we're budgeting to pay Linda. Okay, I don't have a problem paying a longtime friendly town secretary even $60,000 or $70,000 in compensation if she's ethical. But I don't want to pay Linda $90,000, $100,000, or $110,000 or one penny when she is shown to repeatedly use deception in her official records and hide criticism of the government, more specifically the Mayor Vargas, who sets her tremendous pay scale. I submit this is a huge motive to act in such a way as the town cannot risk embezzlement based on the official town record keeper, Linda Asbell's word to the town auditor that the finances are correct. I believe she would use deception there as well to hide negative information.
You do understand that everything is audited. All the financials are audited by an independent auditor.
The audit is only as good as Linda's word. It's only as good as Linda's word. Do I think...
Eric, we have bank statements. There are checks. Linda gets paid electronically.
Mark,
We do payroll compliance. If you look at an audit, the audit has many facets. One of the parts of the audit is IRS compliance. It's doing the monthly IRS statements. It's payroll. It's payroll withholding. It's Social Security. The audits all of that stuff for compliance. It's more than just the balance sheet, the income statement. There's regulatory compliance as part of the audit. So he has to make sure that we're following all of the federal law that relates to taxation. So we spend a lot of time when the auditor's here going through payroll. He pulls all of that. Now, we actually had to spend a lot of money because in QuickBooks, we have to pay extra for a payroll module so that it's all automated and it can all be uploaded directly. So our auditor monitors payroll very closely and all of that federal compliance. That's why he basically gave me an edict that said, years ago, I want you to upgrade your accounting software and use the modules that directly get stuff from the IRS. So that way we have the latest withholding tables. It's all calculated exactly right. It's all done together. So I interpret what you're saying as you think Linda is paid too much. That's perfectly valid concern.
That's not right. I've got
But I would say you're off base if you think that she can somehow hide her income. It's not possible with the audit. That's not possible.
Wait, Mark, quit twisting what I'm saying and let me finish. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Can I?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I've seen the auditor's cover your ass document that he sent that it said it's on the town, the official records keeper, that everything that she gives him is true and that your council passes. Do I think that she would change things like she does the minutes? Absolutely. Mark, let me finish. I have 5 seconds. Let me finish. It's not a third. Mark,
Here's how it works in an audit, Eric. The town is required to create the financial statements. That's what the town does. It's my responsibility to create the balance sheet, the income statement. The town is responsible for record keeping, just like any corporation or any business. The auditor does not create our financials. We do. What the auditor does, the auditor comes in and looks at our records, and he pulls receipts, and he asks for invoices, and he gets the bank statements, and he gets our utility billing software, and he gets the credit card processor. He gets all of this data to verify the financials that we as the city have to create. So saying that Linda or me or whatever creates the financials is exactly correct. The auditor in the United States of America, the auditors cannot create financial statements. It is up to the entity. The auditor just looks at them, does its testing, and says, in my opinion, these represent fairly the position of the firm. That's what the auditor opinion is. So I don't know what you're talking about when you're talking about the auditor gave us some get out of jail free thing or whatever. I don't know what you mean.
Then let me finish. Mark, you're like the person who got caught shoplifting and they scream, "What, me?" and they keep talking. Why don't you let me finish?
Eric, this is an agenda item. I'm trying to educate you. I have a PhD in accounting. You don't know anything about accounting, so I'm trying to educate you.
Mark,
So
I
that's
know.
what I'm trying to do.
Mark,
So-
I know what you're doing, and you won't let me.
No,
I'm not done.
You got 10 seconds. Are you done?
I'm not done. Listen, you can see what's going on. This is Lakewood Villages, Mark says, not Newark, New Jersey, or not a bad sequel to a Goodfellas 2 movie.
Eric,
You know what Mark
get
is
to your point. Get to your point.
Listen to him. Notify DOJ, fellow taxpayers. You know what he's doing, and he's using it. Listen to him.
You mute him.
Listen,
Mute him. We're moving
listen to him. Listen to him,
Moving
guys.
on. Eric, you're muted. We're done. We're going to move on. Okay, so next agenda item is the 2018 fire code. So Clint's got this in there. It's a discussion only. Clint, fire code?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing we did before we did those. And again, this month we're not going to consider it just for discussion, but it's lengthy and I'm sure as you've seen, there's a lot of items in there that seem like they're not applicable, but what we do is our policy is Little Elm provides our fire service, so we fit in their fire code in spirit. It's not quite verbatim. There are a couple items that we operationally do different than Little Elm. They require a little bit more stringent on propane tank permits. For us, we just require a permit for the gas line connections. The rest of that's all covered under the railroad commission. And we're a little bit more open about burns as far as if the county says the burn day, you can burn. But we do have a few things, requirements in there. We got water, send it out if it gets out of control. Other than that, there's a lot of items in there that are commercial related to elevators, things like that. That we don't have, but again, because of the contract to for our fire services, make it simple, same as everything. Like I said, the only difference is our items, they don't enforce anything. They're almost enforced.
I looked through it, because I want to make sure that it's on the outdoor burning that we have, that that's exactly the same, so. I appreciate you going through it, I know it's long.
This one, yeah, the fire code is pretty rough. It's, yeah.
Okay, so take a gander at it if you want, if not, essentially, optionally, it's everything we do anyway.
Look at it, it's a big one. If you got any questions, send them to the, I'll be prepared on address it next meeting.
Okay. All right. And that ends our code updates, right?
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to adjourn into a session according to Texas Government Code 551-001. The town will recess to discuss the following. 551-0712, to wit, conflict town training matters to duty of attorney, government body of Texas rules. Clearly conflicts this chapter, development agreements, development zoning standards. 551-087, account development, Sam Hill, Sanctuary, Left Field, Slave Rock, Boy Scout, Lakewood Village Partners, Lightning Bolt, and Flat Top. And 551-072, with deliberate about real property, Sam Hill, Sanctuary, Left Field, Slave Rock, Boy Scout, Lakewood Village Partners, Lightning Bolt, and Flat Top. So we are in executive session at 8:04. So